Description of the work. The relief is on a smaller scale compared to the original masterpiece of Guido Reni, which portrays the crucial moment of the race between Atalanta and Hippomenes, according to the Greek myth. The relief is the result of a complex work of translation of painting values into relief values. First of all, it is advisable to touch the perimeter of the bas-relief, successively moving the hands towards the center in order to begin the tactile exploration. The exploration should be made with soft and light movements on the surface and the shapes, in order to maintain the idea of lightness expressed in the scene. To start the exploration, the synchronic use of the hands is recommended. The left hand discovers the stooped body of Atalanta, who is picking up the second golden apple, while the right hand explores the body of Hippomenes, who is running. The left hand follows Atalanta's profile. First of all, it analyzes her left arm bent toward the side and her hand holding the first apple. Later it proceeds towards the head, reaching the right arm that stretches to the ground to gracefully pick up the apple. In this way, the reader can notice the elegance of her movements and the sinuosity of her body. At the same time, the right hand follows Hippomenes' body. The tension in the muscles and tendons of his body caused by the effort of running is clear to the touch. If the reader lingers over his left leg stretched forward, the surge of the body can be imagined, as well as the shift of weight caused by the surge itself. The author puts in contrast the dynamism of Hippomenes with the graceful movements of Atalanta magnificently. In fact, Hippomenes is portrayed while overtaking the girl, whose weight moves to the right foot as she bends to pick up the golden apple. These particular shifts of weight in both protagonists communicate a search for balance. Following the right leg of Hippomenes and the left leg of Atalanta, the reader's hands can reunite at the heart of the scene, that is, the crossing of the lovers' legs. It symbolizes the strong interdependence between their bodies, one strong and virile, and the other elegant and light. The suspended legs are a symbol themselves of the uncertain balance of their bodies and the border between life and death, between giving oneself and retreating. Going back along the legs, the reader can feel to the touch of the two veils that cover the nudities of the lovers with delicacy and decorum. Atalanta's veil is very thin and sometimes transparent. It is light blue and wraps the girl's bust with extreme delicacy. As she bends to pick up the apple, the veil rises into the air and hovers lightly over the nymph's back. Hippomenes' veil is red and thicker, like a cloth. The friction between the air and the body, caused by the young man's quick surge, makes the cloth form a wavy line in the air, cleverly hiding his nudity. If the reader focuses on the lovers' faces, she or he can sense their soft and gentle features, as well as their expressions, which are focused and at the same time slightly surprised. One can touch Atalanta's dense and wavy hair, which is blonde and light. She has a ponytail, which seems to follow the bending bust and gives the impression of blending with the nymph's veil. Hippomenes' hair is darker, shorter and curlier. It is the direction of his gaze, however, that is worth considering. In fact, Hippomenes turns his head from the left to the right and looks at Atalanta. He wants to make sure that Venus's stratagem of the apples is really working, and that the nymph will not regain advantage. While he is checking this, he makes a quick leap forward, overtaking the nymph. Now this is the crucial moment, thanks to which he will win the race and marry the young girl. The direction of the race goes from left to right according to the Western tradition. It is defined by the horizontal line which divides the ground from the sky. Indeed, Hippomenes runs from the left to the right, but if the reader analyses the scene carefully, it is clear to the touch that this direction is interrupted by Atalanta's movements. She stops to pick up the apple, turning from the right to the left, and she ends up in a reflected position compared to Hippomenes. Their skin is pearly pale, lunar. Atalanta's skin is fairer than Hippomenes. Both bodies contrast with the dark landscape around them. The ground is bleak, clearly stony to the touch. The sky is covered by a dense mantle of clouds. The colours are nocturnal, from dark brown to deep blue. They create a dense atmosphere with a sense of suspension, in which the bright and light figures of Atalanta and Hippomenes stand out magnificently. The composition is well balanced and harmonious. At the sides, in the background, there are people who are following the competition between life and death.